Hey everyone, so if you know me for a while, you know I'm a big fan of Shimoda Designs backpack, and I've been using them for a couple of years now throughout my landscape photography career. And really, it's my go-to bag for kind of landscape photography and being out and about, hiking, just exploring with my camera bag. And it always safely packed my gear and comfortably up a mountain or on trails. So right now, they're actually, came up with an updated version for the Action X. I have it right here next to me, and the one I got was the Action X30. I also have the Action X40 in a green color to show you, but I'm gonna go over some of the new features in this camera bag and some of the existing features that if you're not familiar with Shimoda, you'd still wanna know about. So definitely, like, I'm gonna go through the features that I find useful for landscape photography and talk about a bag, what's different from the old bag, and just to kind of compare and probably compare the Action X30 with the Action X40, the version 2, and give you a comparison of how it differs from one size to the other. I definitely do like having the new color yellow. I think I want to talk about that first because definitely like this yellow color, according to Shimoda, it's bright but not too bright, which actually makes sense. So it's very visible, but it really fits well within the landscape. And this being an adventure bag, kind of more suited for mountaintop adventure and not so much I mean, it can be really useful for landscape photography as well, but if you're a photographer that's into adventure as well, you can use this as well. So having a bright color like yellow, if you're ever in a situation where you might be had an accident, or this is easily spottable in the landscape because it sticks out, definitely. And also if you're a content creator or YouTuber or social media, you share a lot of pictures on social media, this looks really well in video and on pictures. So definitely like it's something to consider, this color, if you're looking for a new bag. But really the color, it has nothing to do with the practical function of the camera. It's just a detail, it's a personal choice. They still offer it in the green and the black, so if you're looking for something a bit more muted, you can go for the black. If you want something that blends in better with the nature, if you're maybe into wildlife, you can go for the green. But definitely, like, I like to have the choice of having this color. I think it's really nice. It looks good in my videos, kind of walking around. So definitely I'll be using it for a while. And I never had a 30-liter bag before, so I kind of was curious to see if it can still carry my gear that I need for a day out. The previous Action X, it had 3 sizes. It was the 30, the 50, and the 70. And with this one, they added 2 new sizes. It's the 25-liter and the 40. So right now you can go from 25-liter, 30-liter, 40-liter, 50-liter, and 70-liter HD, which is actually like kind of crazy if you think about it. Like, this bag has a size for everyone. Whether you have a small gear or you need something bigger, you can go all the way up to 70. Now, I've never used the 70-liter before. I've never felt like I had a need for it because it's probably geared for more people that are into adventure and backpacking and carrying bigger lenses for wildlife. But they have some new core units that can accommodate wildlife lenses like the 600 millimeter or 400 millimeter f2.8 from the Sony. Definitely you want to look into that. You can check out their website, they have more details about that. But definitely it's not something that I'm familiar with because I'm not much of a shooting wildlife. My lenses are the biggest I have, the 100 to 400 Sony, which still fits in this bag. So I never needed to go that route, so I've always opted for smaller bags because it's just less cumbersome on the trail. So that's one of the new features that they have, is the new size. I think it just offers so much choice for you if you're looking for something. I think like the 30 for me works really well, but if you wanna have a bit more gear in your pack, I think the new size, the X40 version 2, it's definitely like the most practical size of all the series, because I've used the 50 before. Maybe it had a bit more room than I need to, but the 40 can accommodate everything that the 50 did, and it can fit a large DSLR core unit, which allows me to pack all my gear. And like if I'm carrying a drone, an extra camera for video, and my photo camera, and my my telephoto lens, it definitely can pack all of that, which I'm familiar with. So definitely, like, it's something to consider when you're kind of out and about. I think the 40 would be a popular size among everybody looking to get this bag. If you're looking into it, I would consider looking at the 40 first, but it depends on what you need. I'm gonna show you how it comes between in the 30, like how I set it up inside with the core unit, and I'll show you how what the 40 you get in the standard kit. But definitely, like, you know, something to consider. Like in the Action X30, the version 2, you do get the medium mirrorless core unit inside as part of the kit, and with the Action X40 you get the medium DSLR core unit. And I'll explain why that's a bit different, because it's just the depth of it is a bit different. So you can actually put your camera in a certain way where it won't stick out of the rim of the bag, like the edge, versus the Action X30 you have to reconfigure it in a way where, you know, because you have a smaller core unit, you don't want anything intruding into your bag. So definitely, like, that's something to consider. For me, I've never owned a 30 liter before. With the previous bags I had was the Action X50, and coming down from that, I'm kind of downgrading a 20 liter in size. But surprisingly enough, the way I configured the bag, it still fits everything I need for a day hike, going out taking pictures. And that's the beauty of this bag, that I can go for a smaller format and still fit everything I need. Obviously, I can't fit more gear than I usually would in my Action X50, but I can definitely fit the basics that I need for, you know, photography and making videos as well. So that's what's important for me, bottom line. Now, obviously, if you want to go a bigger route, you can. This is the beauty of giving you that much options. Like Shimoda Designs have figured out a way that you can choose the size you like, and giving you that option is definitely a big plus for you guys to have the option of going from all the way 25 to 70 based on your needs. With the Action X30 version 2, if you opt for the kit, you're gonna get the medium mirrorless core unit inside, and I believe you can fit a large mirrorless as well, but it'll definitely make the room on top a bit smaller. But definitely you can get away with that if you need a bit of more room for gear. Now, if you're getting the Action X40, you get a medium DSLR core unit, and you can also fit a large DSLR core unit inside the Action X40 version 2. And honestly, I believe, based on my experience with using their bags throughout a couple of years, I think the Action X40 is going to be the most popular size, because it can fit a large DSLR core unit, which can fit a lot of gear. Coming from the Action X50 and the Explorer 35 version 2, I've always used the large core unit inside my pack, and it fits, a drone, my camera gear for pictures, and my extra lenses, and my video camera. So coming from that, I think the 40 would be more ideal. But I wanted to kind of see if the 30, if I can lose that 10 liter of size and still be able to function on a daily basis. And to answer your question, yes, I can, because I've rarely used a drone in national parks because they're not allowed. So I always find myself carrying it less or so and using it very rarely. So I never really have a use for a drone in the pack. I just kind of keep it in case I do use it, but it's extra weight to carry, and I never really found it that useful. So as you can see, this is how the bag looks on the front. And the back, they have a little bit of a black detail on it. So it's quite nice having that black detail. Looks really nice with the yellow. So as you can see, this is how I kind of set it up with the medium mirrorless core unit. As you can see, I have my camera here, the Sony a7R4 with the 16 to 35 G master lens. I have my 100 to 400 lens here. I have an extra lens here, and usually put my extra memory cards, my memory card pouch in here as well. I have some lens pens and some odd stuff, and I have some extra batteries that I put in here, and I have my lens cloth, and I just leave it in here. So basically this fits everything I need for in terms of photography. Now it doesn't have room for my video camera, which I'm always carrying, either using the capture clip on the strap here, or I can find a room to put it in the top compartment. But like I said, if you need extra room, you can get the large mirrorless core unit. I do believe it fits in this bag, and you can use the extra room to put an additional camera on top. And with the lens pens, I put them in here, but you can definitely also put them in here too, because you get the little strap here inside this, the shoulder sleeve as well. So in this pocket you can actually use this to put a lens pen, because you have, actually it makes more sense to store it here because it's out of your way and you can actually access it when you need to, rather than having to put your pack down to access something to clean your lens. It does fit two laptops either in the front or in the back, whatever your preference is. And definitely it can fit up to a 16-inch MacBook Pro, but except on the 25-liter size, because the smaller doesn't fit the 16-inch MacBook Pro. But everything from the 30 and above, that can fit a 16-inch MacBook Pro. So one of the new features on this bag is the updated pocket, which you can actually remove, and I've always found these useful for securing my tripod to the bag. But I found that, you can still attach your tripod without the pocket and it will still be held in place. And I've tested out on this bag, and with these straps, it gives a good grip on your tripod. So I never felt like, you need to use the pocket if you don't need to. So definitely having this kind of be removable, you can take it out if you find it cumbersome, but you can actually repurpose this the way they've used it. And I find this really practical for landscape photographers. Definitely for me, I find it useful because I often find myself putting a water bottle in one and the tripod on the other. Sometimes I have to put two tripods on each end, and I can't use this for a water bottle. But like I said, if you can attach the tripod securely without using the pocket, I can repurpose one of these to house a water bottle somewhere else. I'll show you that right now, because it does come with this kind of like a sleeve that you can pass your belt through, and pretty much you just pass it through the belt. And what's the beauty of that it's when you have it when you're out hiking about, you can put your water bottle in here, and it's easily accessible whenever you want to get a drink of water, put it back in. So it adds that extra more functionality to your pack. And I always find when I use the side water pocket and put my water bottle in there, I have to kind of reach in the back, try to fiddle with it to get it without putting my bag down. I ended up having to put my bag down to get the water bottle. I know it's a detail, but for me it's definitely makes it that much more practical to repurpose this in a way where if you don't need it on the side, you can use it elsewhere. And I found this also can be useful for your photography as well. If let's say you're in the field and you have your telephoto lens and you want to switch between lenses quickly to get a picture from the wide angle lens to your telephoto lens, you can definitely house a lens in here and switch your camera with it. So that's definitely also one of the more photography centric functionality that you can use this for, and I think that's really helpful. So to consider about, you can put two on each side of the strap and have two lenses that are ready for access. If you're shooting something you need access to change lenses quick, you can use it as extra storage for a lens. And with the strap, you can probably secure it, and it would feel fairly secure as long as you're careful, I guess. Definitely has something to consider, and I'm gonna keep with my configuration for my setup, definitely one of them on here for my water bottle. I think that'd be really helpful to use it. So as you can see right here, I have a full tripod in place, and I have my water bottle attached to my sleeve, so you can actually see, even if I lift this up, it's still pretty much secure onto my pack without it being an issue. These straps will hold it in place really snug against the side. But if you like the security of having the pocket hold your tripod, you can use definitely the other pocket on the side. I can still attach two tripods on each end if I'm carrying one tripod for video, one for photo, and a water bottle. Obviously, if you can use the water bladder, choice, but I've just been using water bottle, but that's just still, kind of maybe you don't want to have a physical bladder near your gear. You're afraid that it's gonna pierce or break or get your equipment wet. I never had that fear, but in case it's something if you're storing a laptop in the front and you don't want to put a water bladder next to your laptop, then definitely you might want to go using a water bottle on the outside. At least it's separate from where you're keeping your electronics and your gear. They've added an AirTag pocket and hidden AirTag pocket in the front pocket here inside. You have a little pouch that you can actually hide your AirTag in it. So in case you have a problem with theft, you can easily track your pack, or if you're traveling and you misplace your pack or something happens to you on the road, definitely like that feature. I've never thought about it before. I never really worried much about somebody stealing my pack because I usually try to be as much careful as I can. But knowing that they have, a hidden AirTag pocket, I'm definitely could look into something like that, getting something like that and using it in my setup as well, because you never know when these things could happen. Sometimes you might be taking a picture, you put your pack down, you're not paying attention, and somebody swipes your pack, steals a lens, steals your camera bag, steals some of your gear. So being able to track it right away is definitely, I think, a useful feature to have. So yeah, I think that's just going toward making the bag a bit more functional and current with the time, is to have that feature as well. Every Shimoda Action X, it does come with the rain cover, so it's kind of always a nice feature to have. You get the rain cover sleeve with it. But right now, I used to always just store it in the front pouch or in the top pouch or in the front pouch. Now it has its own dedicated storage just underneath your core unit here, which is actually pretty nice because it doesn't take away from other gear, so you have more room in your pack. So putting it in a space that wasn't utilized, I think it's more efficient that way to have it, and you can still access it whenever you need to. One of the features they added to this bag from the Shimoda Explore Version 2 is the luggage pass-through handle right here, which allows you to pass through your Shimoda roller, or pretty much any roller that you're using. So when you're traveling, you don't have to carry your pack on your back all the time, and then through airports you can just put it on your roller and just easily carry your gear. And also they attach the base handle as well, so if you're ever moving your camera between fields, you can just hold it like this very securely, move it around. Even if you have the kind of the core unit open and you just want to move your gear safely, you can just move it like that from one side to the other and not have to worry about dropping your gear. If you do have any questions about this bag, something that I've missed in the video, do leave me a comment and ask me the question. I'm happy to answer it, and I can kind of answer it right away. Yeah, I think this covers most of the new features. I'm gonna just go over some of the existing popular features that are kind of common with the Shimoda that makes this a unique bag for your, kind of for your photography, for your whatever you might need. I do like having the roll top here. You can easily access stuff from the top or from the front with the zipper here. If you ever need to grab, I always leave like a first aid kit here, an extra jacket, a down jacket. I sometimes put my filters in here. I put a headlamp, so whatever I might need to get access quick. If ever I'm taking like a small cooking equipment, I might put it on the top unit because it's separate from the photography equipment gear. So yeah. But honestly, I'm pretty impressed with how I can fit everything in this bag and still be able to use all the gear that I need for a day of photography. I'm quite happy with that, and having some of these new features utilized in a way that can further add to my comfort when out and about and ease of use without having to worry about it. So one of the differences as well here in the front pocket, you can see I have a small waterproof jacket here. You have a zipper for a storage compartment. It used to be 2 zippers for each. Now it's just one long zipper. So it just makes your, less fuss, less worry about, opening 2 different zippers for one compartment. You can just open the whole thing and access what you need. But it's still 2 separate compartments in here, but just one long zipper. So that's kind of one of the differences as well. A new update with this Shimoda Action X version 2 update is a new women series as well. I think they updated the Action X version 2 and the Explore version 2. They made a women series of the 2 bags. I think they become in 2 different sizes. For the Explore version 2 in the 25 and 30, and for the Action X it's 25, 30 and 40, and also has a new color which comes in blue. That's something to look into if you're looking for a bag and it's designed with more features for women. I think they have certain features that make it more unique. I haven't really looked at it very closely, but you can check it out on their website. And if you guys are interested in getting this bag, it's being launched directly on their website. It's not going through Kickstarter like usual, but if you want to get a bit of savings, you can use my code I'll put it up here. It's Hage 10. You get 10% off your purchase. So that's something to consider, getting a little bit of savings. It doesn't hurt. Everybody loves savings. So yeah, but just keep in mind that this is like an affiliate code, so I do get a small commission, but it really does no difference, no effect on your price. You still get a 10% discount. It's not like a different pricing or anything. But I just wanted to be kind of upfront about that. But you know, if you do purchase it through my code, it does help a little bit. Keep the channel alive, keep the videos going. You know, it probably goes towards gas money for my photography trips. So it would be much appreciated. So just kind of moving forward, I'm gonna continue talking about this bag. Some of the existing features that are taken from the Action X original to the version 2 that are still pretty much standard on this. You still have like the deep pocket for your water bladder with your water housing just coming up through here. So if you wish to use that, you can have the tube coming out to your strap, and you can have your water kind of available at all times. It might be a better route than having a water bottle because you get a bigger pouch in there. You can probably fit a 3-liter water pack easy in the front. But like I said, maybe it's not ideal if you're putting your laptop in the front, having a water next to you. You might want to go use a water bottle instead because it's on the exterior of the bag rather than inside. But I've never felt like, I was worried about, the bag bursting and the water leaking inside the bag. So I think it depends on the quality of the water bladder you're using. So you also still get the, the same side access that you have on most Shimoda bags. You can actually just, as you can see right here, you have this pouch. You can just unzip this part and insert it into the sleeve. So when you open this, it will just give you directly access to this pouch. Me, honestly, I haven't been using this as much, so I've kind of just been using the rear access, which is the more comfortable way and safer way for me to reach my camera gear, which is just through the back here, and just use that. So same thing here. They added the name of the bag here, a little tag with the name, so it's definitely something to be useful. And here you can have a deep pocket for another laptop that you can use even to store other stuff as well. You can put like the filter case in here or whatever you might find necessary, or an iPad. So the straps are removable as well, and you do get a small tool that you can use to kind of undo the strap. Makes it easy to remove it. And I do believe that these are adjustable as well for smaller waists, so you can adjust them further if you need to. And they give you this small tool that you can use to remove it. Previously I used to kind of just push my hand through, try to pull it out, but I found it to be cumbersome. So with this tool, it actually helps to remove it, and it gives you some instructions on how to assemble it and remove it, and it's really should be pretty self-explanatory. It makes sense how to use it, but it has instructions on it to show you how to remove and install your belt if you don't need it, if it's in the way and you don't need it. I find that I definitely want to go hiking, I definitely find this a useful feature. You also have like the pocket here for an iPhone, and like I said, you can use it for storage, or you can put your iPhone in there, and it does fit up to the new iPhone. So right here I have the Action X40 in the green, and I have a Action X30 next to me as well. So I kind of wanted to show you the main differences between the Action X30 and the 40. The main one would be that this is like a bigger size, so this is still like how you get it from the manufacturer. It still haven't been used at all. So this is the configuration for the core unit. This is a medium DSLR core unit, and you can kind of see it's a bit bigger. You have more compartments. You can arrange it probably more. Definitely with this configuration, I could fit all my camera gear and the my video camera as well. So definitely, like when you go up a size, you get more space and more different kind of a larger core unit. That's something to consider if you have more gear and you want more space. You can just kind of look how it comes and how many dividers come with it in comparison to the Action X30. But all this information, like I said, is available on their website, or what kind of core units are compatible with what. Other than that, it's pretty much all the same. in terms of all the features that you get between the 30 and the 40. You get more room for a bigger core unit. You can put a large DSLR core unit in here as well. And you can see the color is all green. Even the back here is green as well, versus like on the new color you got the black detail here as well, which is quite different. If that's what you're into, if you're into style, you can opt for something different. So yeah, but other than that, functionality wise, they're both the same. You do also get the 2 front pocket zippers here. You can have extra storage on the front if you need to. One in the front and one in the back. That's also standard on Shimoda Action X original, so just a continuation of the original. You can have extra storage here. There's definitely lots of storage in this bag. And you also have this helmet holder that you can use on the front of the bag. If you're into snowboarding or skiing, you can use this helmet holder that comes with the bag as well. I've never actually used it because I'm not one to carry a helmet, but it's good to know. Leave that in one of the pockets here, just in case you ever need to. But I reckon can be used as well for holding a sleeping bag. So just to kind of demonstrate in terms of gear, some of the gear that I keep in the front pouch, I kind of leave like a life straw here. I never actually used it, but you never know. Keep a flashlight here. Keep a pair of gloves. These are in case I need, gets a bit cold. Have a medical kit here that I keep in the top pouch as well. And I have my filter set I like to put in here as well. And this is not even fully full yet. This is just still what I fit in it, what I need, but I can actually still expand this more and have much more much more stuff in there. But just for the demonstration's sake, I thought I'd show you guys what I have in there. Yeah, so I think that kind of covers the bags. Like I said, if you have any questions about the bags in particular, if something I might have missed, please leave me a comment on this video. I'm happy to answer it. I try to be as thorough as I can, kind of showing the new features and talking about how they can be used in the field, give you some ideas about how I would use them. And it's not like, it's just really the Shimoda Action X50 was a great bag to begin with and still is a great bag. But if you're looking to get a new bag or you're considering this bag, you might as well get the new one with the new features and have that kind of, options for you to have the best bag available. If you're looking for a new bag, I definitely recommend checking out Shimoda bags. The original Action X50 had like a lot of great features in it, and it really comes across in this one as well. And having that improved and updated features make it that much better. There really wasn't that much improvement that needed to be made in terms of functionality and comfort. I find that, you really can't go wrong. But I think one of the key features about this camera company is that they always think of the photographer and the person using it. And adding those features definitely shows that they give some thought about it. I'm not really familiar with other camera bag brands, but I think a camera bag brand that really cares about their consumer and who uses their bag, and they give it a lot of thought. And a camera bag that gives you sizes up from 25 all the way to 70. I think that's, probably you can find it in every other camera bag manufacturer, but having the same features throughout all the sizes, just with the way they design things, I think it's definitely a unique option to have the camera. Like, you can buy one of these bags and just spend your money on one and probably use it for years to come if you just get the one that you definitely need. If you get the one like the 40 or the 50, those are very versatile, and I can probably see one using it for a while, because you can use a small core unit inside if you want to save on weight. You can use a larger core unit. It's good to have the option to add more stuff or less stuff if you don't need to. And having the roll top on this bag means you can adjust it up and to add more gear and pack it down when you don't have that much gear. So it's a very versatile bag from the beginning that you can actually last you a while. It'll probably be the only bag you need to buy for a while. Like, honestly, like, I still use my Action X50 and I use my Explorer version 2, but you know, I wouldn't feel like I would need to change them. But I think if you're gonna get this bag, you're gonna get it for what it is, and you're gonna get it for the features that it provides. If you're looking to get this bag, definitely use my code Hage10. I'll put it up here for 10% off your purchase off their website. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and like I said, if you have any questions about the Shimoda design backpacks, do leave me a comment in this video and I'm happy to get to it. I try to be as thorough as I can, try to go over the new features and some of the existing features, but I'm sure right now Shimoda has become like a standard name. Everybody knows their standard features. So I just wanted to talk more, my focus on the difference between the two, and just kind of like the new features that they launched with this camera bag, the new changes as well.